Hey guys, I wanted to give you a sneak peek at a mod that is in the making, and it's not done yet, but he's working on it, and gave me the opportunity to do a sneak peek at textures for vanilla pieces. And right now it is for the why did he just throw that away? I just threw my hammer away. How did that happen? Right now it is just for the, give me 2 seconds, guys. I gotta cheat a hammer in because I'm in a different world and I have nothing over here. Hammer, spawn. Alright, I hate spawning stuff. Alright, so when you equip your hammer and go into the menu, under building, now this currently is not, and I don't know that he has plans to ever make it available for all the bajillion pieces and all the other mods. I highly doubt it. That's my opinion. But it is for vanilla, and it works on the floor pieces, the wall pieces, the stairs, the ladder, in the side wall pieces, the beams, the roof crest, the wood wall, and the other roof cross, you know, the crisscross. I said crest, cross, crisscross. It does not work on long poles, and it does not work on the stone walls yet. He is working on that, and he is working on the long beams. It does not work for that yet either, or the pillar or the arch. It only works on the stone floor right now, currently, in the state it's in. And it does not work on roof pieces either, in the state that it's in. But it does work for the others. I did find an issue with certain textures when you download, because you can download your own textures. There is a folder for that, which in my showcase in depth later this week, I will show you that. This is just a sneak peek, but you see how certain textures you can see through the floor? Certain textures do not work, so you have to trial and error those. See, they don't snap together. So this round texture that I have, it looks great on the wall pieces. Not so good on the window piece because it kind of wraps around it. Solid ones are best, or marble looking or something like that. I just chose a pattern to show. Even in between this wall piece, you can see the floor with this texture. But on a solid texture, you don't have that problem. If you look here on this wall, on either one of these two textures, they're not solid, but they're a more solid, that they're a print, but they're not this kind of a print. And then you see I put a solid right beside it to show you there's no gap. You can't see the floor. So it's kind of trial and error with the different textures, guys. I'm going to show you how to do it, how to download it when it comes out, how to install it, everything, how to get textures. I'm going to show you all that. I'm just giving you a sneak peek at the stuff you can do. Now, those of you that work with texture packs and stuff like that, no. I've only used texture packs in like Minecraft or something like that that I could go over. But see, I can do one print here, another print there, and a trim. So it's nice because it goes on the wood trim. It doesn't do doors yet. But here's the deal. You might want a nice pretty print or something on the inside. I'm not saying this is nice and pretty. I just threw this one down. Because I was going to do a castle. Well, I have two castles back there. But it doesn't work on cement. Stone. Doesn't work on stone. But I was picking out colors so that when he did have it available, I was ready to go. They weren't going to be in the same room like this. I was going to have separate rooms, different colors. Anyways, I didn't know that what you pick for the inside is going to show on your outside. The only way to get around that is to build your entire house around your entire house to get a different color on the outside. And whatever you put on the outside is going to go to the inside. So pick colors in your textures that are going to be adaptable inside and out. That's something to keep in mind, which I'm glad I found that out today playing around with it, because that changes everything, the structure of everything I was going to do, because I don't want the outside of my castles to be reds and mauves and pinks and peaches and grays and blacks. Like I don't want the outside of my castle to 3D image the inside. If that makes sense, if you understand what I mean. I was hoping to find, when I went into the menu, which I will show that to you, you have to hit the L key. Oh, it's showing. Oh, yeah, and then I have to hit this. L, and then this. There it is. All right. So it's L, action, and then you're in. Okay? Like I said, this is new. It's not even released. This is my first day playing with it. I started this morning. So you would come over to your left-hand side into the texture palette. And this is where you pick what texture you want. And then up above your building menu, it's going to show that texture to you. So you always know what texture you're on. You see it up there, changing colors. So you always know what texture that you're on. Can't screw that up too bad. Of course, I'm a user error person, so I know I will. Then on your right-hand side, you have the mesh palette. So if you look in the middle where the wood wall is, and you see it's got the 4 lines running down it, that's what this first piece on your left-hand side is. It's 4 lines. The middle one is smooth, and then you have a window. Now, if you're using a print, I recommend not using a print on the window. I'll show you again why. If you want this print that's up here in the middle, which is the print I picked on the left, now it's up above my build menu. If I want that print to be on what I'm making, I have to choose this middle smooth in the mesh on the right. Because if I pick the one to the left of it, it has the 4 lines. In other words, it's going to show it 4 times. See? So we'll jump over here. It's going to look like that with the 4. If you pick the smooth one, you're only going to get a duplicate image. A single image. You're going to get a duplicate image if you don't. So this is the smooth piece. This is the standard piece. And this is why I tell you I don't recommend doing a print on a window piece because it wraps all up. You see it up at the top of the window, all the way up, down around it. And it's supposed to look like that. So that's why I don't recommend a print on a window. It's an awesome mod. This is really cool. There are 2 and 3 different styles. And I'm going to show those to you as soon as I get out here. All right. So no, I didn't do debug mode. I wanted to do that over here too. I have nothing over here. All right. So when you're building a wall and you selected what you wanted, you have that one. You have that one. And that's it for the wall. You can have it one way or the other or the window. But I'm just talking about walls right now. All right? But if you are painting over an existing piece, you would come to your hammer for repair. And just like you would execute a building piece, you would execute it here. And see it putting on now. On here, if you look to your right hand side in the meshes, you don't have the option for it to be smooth or duplicate. So you got to be careful with your prints. And remember, it's going to show inside your house. What I was hoping for is in this menu, it had a, well, let me go to the build menu first. In this menu, on your right hand side, this is for building. This is for going over pre-existing. So in the building menu, it's awesome because you can duplicate, you can single, right? We're just talking about the walls, we're not doing windows. But I also wish that there was a menu below it that was inside, outside, both sides. So you can choose which side you want to paint or go over. And then up here at the top, an option, that's it for that one. That's it for that one. Sorry. That's it for this one. I wish it had those 3 options. Inside, outside, both sides. Because you already have the smooth and the 3. And then on the hammer side, I wish you had the same options. So that you could have it duplicate, single, inside, outside, both sides. I wish that was an option here too, but it's not. So you're stuck with, if you have a print, you're stuck with it being the 4 pieces. There is not a single option. Now, guys, this is in development. This is all stuff that he may already be working on. Okay? I'm just doing a sneak peek at it and showing it to you and showing you what it is and what it does. It's phenomenal. Can you imagine being able to do the inside and outside of your house in something other than wood? And just having like a wood trim. And you don't even have to do a wood trim like I did over here. I did like a salmon color. You can do that. It's awesome. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful mod. If you're only going to use wood textures and you don't want your inside to look any different than your outside, then this is the mod for you. It absolutely is. And you can play around with different textures and everything. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys how to download and install those. And now see those pieces I painted earlier that didn't show up after I restarted? Now they're there. That's so funny. Get away from my house, fool. I didn't mean to grab my shield. Anyways, it's a really neat mod. The textures, man, last night I was ready to go. I was picking out all kinds of colors and textures and everything else for my castle. Even though it's not ready to do stonework, I got set up to do this video, and I realized that what I was doing on the inside, I was like, all right, so I did that little patch on the inside. Now let me go on the outside. Well, then when I came on the outside to do it, I'll show you. When I came to the outside to build, so I want to paint the outside, right? And I want to paint the outside this dark color here. We'll just choose that one. All right, so you see the colors up above me where my menu is, my main build menu, crafting menu. Above it is the color I chose. So I'm going to come over here and I just want to paint the outside of my house, right? So I'm going to do the outside dark like this. And then the trim I want to do in, I'll do a solid color. So we'll do salmon because it's the only one I have right now. And so I want to do the trim in this color, right? Like that. Like that. All right. So now I've got my outside done, you know, as far as I want to at this minute to show you. So I've done the outside. But then when I go to the inside, it's the same. It took the red wall down and the blue metallic that was down below, and now it's that dark with the salmon. So it mimics it. I wish those options were available. That would be really super cool, because then you could like do your interior and your exterior differently without building a house around the house, because the only way you could do the outside is if you had a new outside built around your already built house, if that makes sense. I know what I'm trying to say, so I hope that makes sense to you. But anyways, guys, this is a sneak peek how it works. You can do floors. You can do the cement floors. You have to be careful of the texture packs, the textures that you download, because some of them will separate like this one did. But like I said, I was just testing it out, and I left it that way so that I could show in the video what I was talking about. But it's not an issue with the mod. It's an issue with the texture, because if you look, I have a texture here on these three, the salmon, and it works just fine. But then if you go over to this one, it doesn't. It's broken. And that's nothing to do with the mod. That has to do with the way the texture's put together. Now, I could mess around with that texture in Photoshop or, you know, whatever editing program you have for textures or something like that. It's not Photoshop, but you get my understanding. Software. And try to get that gap filled in. But to me, it's not worth it. There's so many textures out there that I enjoy that I don't have to have that one. I was just using that one for this video. But that's a sneak peek, guys. You can skin just about anything with this texture pack as far as the vanilla pieces, minus the roof and the stone. and he's working on that. And any other little pieces along the way, he's working on that too before he releases it. So I really appreciate the opportunity to get a chance to play with it and stuff before you guys actually get to see it and give you a sneak peek at it. I can't wait until it's done and I do a showcase on it, because I'm going to build something phenomenal. Or I'll put it in one of my already existing builds that I have. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet. I do know I'm going to do my one castle, but I'm hesitant because, like I said, I don't want the inside and outside of my castle to look the same. I want it to be separated. I want the colors to be so brilliant on the inside, on the roof and floors. So we'll see. Anyways, sneak peek at it. Can't tell you the name of it. Can't tell you the mod dev. That's above my pay grade. So it's really going to be neat. I'm getting ready to hop off now and go over and do some texture packs. Download some more textures and put packs together. And yeah, that's it. That's all for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek at the mod. And see, it looks so cool. Like on the little round domes with the single print. But I couldn't get the single print. It was just loading in. I couldn't get the single print. Let me take that off. On the pre-existing. I'll have to knock all that down and build new with the smooth walls. But if that was an option, that would just be so cool. Be so cool. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm out. As always, I'll see you in the next one.